We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2096, and today we talk about implementing 5 daily habits until you can see automatic and direct financial results.
I can't wait
Really?
to hear what they are. You have a list?
I have a list.
Oh, good. Okay. I wonder if I do all 5. Do I do all 5?
Probably.
Okay.
I think that a lot of these things are just automatic for us. When I wrote all these topics, these are all automatic, regular things that we do because you and I are obsessed with changing, implementing, and making things better and increasing our net worth week by week.
Very
And
true.
I don't think normal people wake up like that.
No, we definitely have a problem. We know we are the problem, but at least we're in it together.
All week this week, we're talking about reframing your mindset for 2025. Today is New Year's Day. Today is the first day that most people try to make some change.
Yay. Happy New Year.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take deep dives into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay. James wrote, has anyone sold a property without using a real estate agent? What is that like? Any advice?
The vast majority of properties that we have sold, we have done it without real estate agents. Lately, the last 24 months, we have utilized real estate agents to sell property, largely because we're sick of doing it. And it's something now that we can effectively outsource and focus on what matters, which is buying undervalued property.
It's a great way to scale. It's so lovely when I'd say, think about, let me paint this picture for you. You have 20 properties out there and they're all over the country doing like what we do. And then you have 20 different agents running around, getting photographs, writing the description, managing these sellers and getting this stuff sold for you so you can focus on buying more property and just throwing it their way. It's the greatest thing. You're like, that's your staff. That's your sales team. Like, wow, I didn't look at it that way. It's really nice.
In the very beginning, I started all this when the internet was very, very young. And so I would put properties in the classified ads of the newspaper, believe it or not, or what was called back then the penny saver, which was a little kind of a coupon book that in rural places people got. And there was a lot of for sale by owner property in there. Really good deals on the buy and the sell side. Enter the internet, Craigslist. Craigslist was amazing in its day for exactly what I'm talking about. Just exactly like it's just an electronic version of the classified ads. And then eBay came, and we were the largest eBay for years, largest real estate seller on eBay for years. That was just auction off rural vacant land, properties that nobody wanted. There was an endless supply of $500 to $800 to $1,000 properties, especially out west. And I think we bought them all. Mm-hmm. So
I'm sure of that.
James, we have sold properties without a real estate agent. If you're going to buy for 30 and sell for 90, which a lot of people like to do in our group, that's a little tougher. But I will tell you, Facebook Marketplace is a super effective place to do that. And here's the key. They have to perceive, whether it's true or not, hopefully it's true for you, the seller, a deal. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like off-market real estate deals that are undervalued? No one. Everybody loves that. And they will get their check put out as fast as... That's why I want you to buy it as cheap as you can, and I want you to sell it below retail value. Yep. It'll sell it that week if you put it on the right places on the internet. Yep. Today's topic: implementing these five daily habits until you see automatic and direct financial results. I'm not just talking about implementing habits. I'm talking about changing who you are, so this just becomes who you are and what you do. Number 1.
Excellent.
Something is stopping you from moving forward. I'm gonna deep dive into this, and if I do my job here in the next few minutes, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. More than you already do.
Me?
There's something in the back of your head that is stopping you from being the coolest person in the room. It might be some type of self-image. It might be, in my case, it was a lack of academic performance, and I found out why later. It was a dyslexia thing. Or it might be other obstacles. Maybe you can't throw a ball, but there's something. The high school experience and the primary education experience in America, it can be brutal. I saw something on Facebook recently that stuck with me, and it was a cartoon. It was a picture of a person standing in front of a chimpanzee, an elephant, a gazelle, and a bird. And the person in front was a teacher, and it said, and this teacher says, "Today we're going to climb a tree." And all the characters were looking with kind of a dumbfounded look on their face, and the caption was, the current U.S. American school system. So one size does not fit all. There's winners and losers in every environment in our education system, and it can spit you up if you let it. So it can grind you up, and spit you out if you let it.
I like spit you up.
Spit you up. That's for you today.
Thanks. Because life can spit you up. That's awful.
That's the name of the show next week.
Yeah, it is. Don't let life spit you up. Happy 2025. This is my goal. I would wear that on a shirt. So you were saying, no, yeah, I feel like life spit me up. Thanks. We've all felt that.
Whatever
Don't let
it is.
it happen every day is the point.
Whatever it is that's stopping you from moving forward, nobody cares except you.
True.
It's all
Just need to
solvable,
fix it.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Might be public speaking, might be, you might be incredibly shy. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, address it. One of the greatest things about the internet, one of the greatest things about being alive today is the amount of information you can get in 13 seconds on the internet. You can get all kinds of help, whatever your goal is, including being rich. There's resources like Land Academy, like there never was before. So figure out what it is, get rid of it. Number 2, establish a daily routine. And I want you to absolutely remove doing anything based on feelings in the beginning. If you wake up and you say, "This is Joe this morning, I don't really want to do the podcast today." Well, it's in the calendar, so we're doing it. You can imagine how that goes in our house. It doesn't go over well.
No. No.
So I have to compromise with her and bait her and promise.
There's no room for feelings around this house.
If you wake up in the morning and you have feelings and it dictates what you do that day, you will never become wealthy. Never. Number 3.
I'm not commenting.
Number 3. It has to be, and we'll get to it in a second. Number 3 ties into number 2. I don't care who you are and where you are in your career. I want you to schedule everything, every event in Microsoft Outlook. I used to say any calendar that you have, but I don't think so. I think Microsoft
We don't
Outlook
get a piece of this.
is what you need.
Yeah.
You have Microsoft, standing in the corner of your ring from here on out. One of the largest companies in the world trying to improve their product every single day. And they do. When we started Microsoft 365, whatever it was, 20 years ago, it was just a shell of what it is now. And it's amazing now. I can't say enough good things. It removes the difficulty of communication in every way, between people internally, externally, with customers, all of it. Every single thing you do should be in the beginning in Microsoft Outlook, including sleeping. If you want to watch a football game, that's fine. Put it in Microsoft Outlook, and it better be...
I do that.
It better be a reward for doing all the other work that you had to do to get wealthy that day or that week.
Fan of that.
What'll end up happening is you're going to look, and don't delete it when you've done it. You move stuff around, things happen, you get interrupted, children get sick, all kinds of things happen, but you need to move all those events that you've put in Outlook to make sure that you get wealthy in the time frame that you've given yourself. And then you will quickly find out what's wrong. Why you feel like you're spinning your wheels or what's happening. It'll smoke out exactly what you should be doing the next week and then the week after that and on and on and on. And you're going to find out you're wasting a bunch of time, probably at your job, in a bad relationship, Or maybe you have a commute that's ridiculous. You got to get rid of those things.
That's funny. I was raised on that. My dad always had those annual, this thick little spirally calendar books. So I was raised that way, that you schedule everything out and keep track of things. And then fast forward before, phones and everything, I had a little, when they first came out, a little organizer that was a flip up, little handheld, computerized calendar. And I would use that, carry that around. It was really cool. And then, but before that, I even had checklists. I would write things down. So, and here we are today. It's just so much easier and everything's synced. But fortunately for me, I grew up with that, and I'm very grateful, because my dad was always moving forward. Maybe that's part of why he was successful.
My dad was too.
Yeah.
My mother was not.
That's interesting. I never thought about it like that, but I think that's part of it. Just it was nurture. It was a good thing.
I bought a Franklin planner in a dollar bin in a drugstore way too late in life. And this was before the internet. And then from there, was addicted to it. It just was perfect for my personality. From there, there's a CRM, it's still around, called ACT, A-C-T with an exclamation point. And that was life-changing for me.
That's good. Yeah, it's really good. But you're right. You can't then you don't get those things done. If it didn't happen, well, number one, if you didn't get it done, did you overschedule that day? And that's on you. You need to plan this out a little bit better. And then number two, if it didn't get done today, you better reschedule it for another day that you will get it done. And then, because you won't get ahead if you just let this list keep growing, you're never going to get there.
This business,
it's going to overwhelm you.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why it's not an exercise. This is now a way of life. And you're not going to do it right probably the first year. Geez, I still overschedule stuff. I still make scheduling errors. Jill and I, every single thing that Jill and I do socially, professionally, is in our calendar that we share. Every single thing.
Yeah, this is good.
I also think that I've said this a few times on the show, and people have contacted me years later and they said, I wish I did this right from the beginning. At the end of every day, your email inbox needs to be empty. I don't mean the 3 things that are at the bottom. I mean absolutely empty, because the vast majority of people that I know, look, most people are never going to get to this point. They're never going to schedule things. So you just by doing it are a huge minority.
Right.
You're probably in the top 95 percentile, in the 95th percentile.
Good.
Get most people I know use their email and the inbound contact as their to-do list. They're not, it's controlling them. You're not controlling it. So those things in your inbox need to be scheduled and addressed when they're appropriate. Very, very few things need to be immediately dealt with. Very few. And so when you clear out your email box, you have no choice but to schedule stuff out in your calendar and address it.
And if you do it right then and there, because it's the stupidest thing is to leave it in there, and every day you see it again and you see it again, you're wasting your time. Right when it comes in, address it, or not right when it comes in. When it's the scheduled time to review your email,
correct.
That's really the smart way. Exactly. Maybe it's every day at lunchtime you catch up on your email while you're cooking your lunch, kind of thing. Then you open it, you address it, and you're either going to address it right then and there, so it's done, closed, over, or if it needs something else, now it's scheduled and you don't have to think about it.
So let's go back to number 2. Now, are you having actions in the morning based on feelings? No, you're looking at your schedule and saying, I have a bunch of stuff to do today. And then at 6:30 p.m., I get to go to the bar.
And then you can have feelings.
Yeah, and you can have feelings with your scotch.
And then then you don't feel anything. It all works out great. Just erase those feelings.
Look, we're horsing around today, but the fact is, if you continue to do this, it'll become automatic. True. And you're going to get a lot of stuff done.
True.
This business really lends itself to this activity, because if you want to make $100,000 this year on the side, buying and selling real estate, for some people that's 1 deal, for some people it's 5 deals, but it's real easy to schedule the stuff that you have to do to make sure that your pipeline's full so you start buying and selling property like that. True. It's a lot harder to accomplish these types of things when you start a manufacturing facility. You can't cut things. There's certainly a to-do list to do all that, but you can't cut up things and say, okay, I got 1 deal done. I need to do 3 deals this year. I made $5,000 on this deal. I need to do 2 more to hit my goal. And it's August. I better reschedule some stuff to make sure I get this done. This business really lends itself to, it's very forgiving, let's call it that. If you start a manufacturing facility and the first dollar that you see, inbound dollar, is 2 years after you started it, and you realize you hate it and you made a mistake and what you're manufacturing is not conducive to making money, you got to start all over again. You never have to start all over again if you're getting the mail out and doing the stuff in this business that you're supposed to do. Number 4, educate yourself on getting wealthy. Again, this is the internet age. This is the greatest time to ever be a human, ever. This is the greatest time to pull yourself out of a situation that you don't want to, specifically financially. There's so much information out there, starting with Land Academy and this podcast. So continually educate yourself and surround yourself with people who have already accomplished what you would like to accomplish. And so you can learn from them and exceed what they've done.
I love that.
Forget what you've absorbed until now. Mm-hmm. There's so much negative stuff. There always has been. Now it's just online. It's on your phone.
Yeah. Put yourself in the right places with the right people, and they'll help you.
I can't tell you.
They'll help you, and you can ask them questions. It'll be great. It's the fastest way, I think, to pull yourself up and get you to that level. It's put yourself in those rooms. As uncomfortable as it may be, you need to do it.
I was very good at math at school age, and everything else, no, not at all. And it was, I learned, it doesn't matter. But then that was kind of it for everybody in my life. Well, welcome to the machine. That was the answer.
Oh.
And so I always knew that's not the case. Number 5, start down the path of self-awareness. You should be questioning every single thing that you're doing, why you're doing it, the sentences that you're saying, and to what end are these actions, what you need to be doing. Everything, thinking about why you're doing it and what end it is bringing. This is something that I looked this up before writing this down today. Something you can train yourself to do. I always thought you were born with it. That's not the case. Very few people.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought you were born with it.
It's Maslow's hierarchy.
Okay.
If you are either self-aware, they say you're either self-aware or you're not. But now the conventional wisdom is you can train yourself to do it.
That's cool. I love that.
I hope that was not too awful.
No.
For you.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you self-aware of this right now? Is that why you're asking?
Yes.
Is your self-awareness kicking in? Like, how did this come off?
Join us tomorrow. It's Thursday. And it's a new year. I guess it's a new year today. We'll talk about reviewing your personality and making the appropriate changes that are conducive to being wealthy. What? What is he talking about now?
I can't wait to review your personality.
This is a full-time job. If you're going to get wealthy, you got to change every single thing in your life. It's a full-time constant for the rest of your life. What am I doing today? And should I be doing it?
I love it. Am I doing it good enough?
Yeah. There are not a lot of spouses that can handle this kind of change.
Thank you.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.